Welcome to the Talking Child Podcast, the place where parents of late talkers can find hope and practical strategies. I'm Steph, a speech-language pathologist with over 30 years of experience helping children find their voice. Each week, we'll explore simple, encouraging ways you can support your child's communication at home, starting today. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. I'm Steph, and I'm really glad you're here today. We're talking about routines, and I want you to hear this clearly right from the start. Routines are not boring, rigid, or restrictive. They are one of the most powerful and supportive tools we have for helping late talkers thrive. If you've ever felt overwhelmed trying to figure out when you're supposed to work on speech during your already full day, this episode is going to be a relief. Routines don't add more to your plate. They turn what you're already doing into natural, meaningful language opportunities. Children feel safest when their world makes sense. Routines provide that sense of safety because they help children understand what's happening now and what's coming next. When life feels predictable, children don't have to spend as much energy figuring out their environment. That matters because learning language takes brain power. When stress and uncertainty are high, language often takes a back seat. But when children feel calm and grounded, their brains are more open to learning, listening, and participating. For late talkers, this predictability can be the difference between shutting down and engaging. Language doesn't grow from one-time exposure. It grows from hearing the same words connected to the same actions over and over again. Think about how comforting repetition is for children. When something happens the same way every day, children begin to attach meaning to the words they hear. At first, they're just listening. Then they're anticipating. Eventually, they start participating with a look, a gesture, a sound, or a word. That progression is exactly how language develops, and routines naturally support every step of it. You don't need special materials or planned lessons to support speech. Everyday routines are already packed with language opportunities. Mealtime gives you chances to model words like more, eat, and all done. Bath time brings action words like wash, pour, and splash. Getting dressed includes phrases like shirt on, arms in, and all done. These moments are powerful because they're meaningful. Your child understands what's happening, which makes the language easier to process and remember. One of the most important parts of using routines for language growth is consistency. Children need to hear the same words in the same situations many times before they feel confident enough to try them. Switching up phrases may feel natural to us as adults, but for a late talker, it can make learning harder. When you stick with a few simple phrases, you're giving your child a stable language model they can rely on. That predictability builds confidence, and confidence fuels communication. Patterns are incredibly inviting for children. When you use simple rhythmic phrases like ready, set, go, or pair opposites like up and down, you're creating moments where your child can jump in. They might join with a smile, a movement, a sound, or eventually a word. Participation doesn't have to look like speech right away. Every response, even nonverbal ones, means your child is engaged and learning. Routines aren't just for daily tasks. They're just as important in play. Games like peekaboo, rolling a ball back and forth, stacking and knocking over blocks, or blowing bubbles in a predictable pattern all help children learn turn-taking and anticipation. When children know what's coming next, they feel more confident joining in. That confidence often leads to increased communication, even for children who are typically quiet. Parents often worry that routines will limit creativity or become boring. In reality, repetition helps children feel successful, and success is motivating. Another common concern is what to do if a child doesn't participate. The answer is simple: keep modeling. Participation grows naturally over time. When it comes to adding new words, wait until your child is comfortable and engaged with the routine before expanding the language. This week, choose one routine: mealtime, bath time, or getting dressed. Pick 3 or 4 simple phrases and use them consistently every day. Pay attention to how your child begins to anticipate what's coming. Even small signs of engagement are meaningful. Routines give children structure, confidence, and countless opportunities to learn language without pressure. So keep repeating, keep playing, and keep celebrating progress, even when it's small. You are doing an amazing job, and I'll see you next week on the Talking Child Podcast. Thank you for listening to the Talking Child Podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, I'd love for you to share it with a friend. You can also grab a copy of my book, Helping Your Child Find Their Voice, available on Amazon, and find parent coaching or speech therapy services at synergyspeechandlanguage.com. Be sure to follow the podcast so you don't miss future episodes. I'll see you next time.